favorites, welcome back to Favorites with Laura. So today I have a promotion from Maniology. They sent these items over. First of all, they sent me an email. They had some new items coming out and they asked me if I would be interested in selecting a few of them. So they do send me things once in a while, and I really appreciate them sending these over as well as letting me choose what I wanted, and I really appreciate that. I just placed another order too because they have a new it's called a Flex stamper, and it lets you take one image and either shrink it, have it stamped normal size based on what the plate has it at, or enlarge it. And it's all like by 25%, either smaller 25% or larger 25%, or just normal. So I'm anxious to try that out. I watched a tutorial today and it looks really, really cool. So I will be doing a demo of these following this portion of the video. It'll be included in this video, so don't go away. I'm going to show you these stamps and stamping plates, and then I'm going to go through and do something with them. So we're going to have a look at these. Now, Maniology, ooh, what did they send me? A ton of stuff. So in here, I do have an inventory list, and I got another sticker, snailed it. So if you don't know about Maniology, they offer a monthly subscription box. If you pay 6 months in advance, it works out to be about $22. I just did a video showing their April box, spoiler alert, so that'll be below as well. And then in here, I have 3 plates that I did pick, and I'm super excited. They also have sent buy one, get one 50% off single polishes with this code. So you can scan that and use that for yourself. Okay, and save a little money. I'll have all the links below for these plates. So this first plate, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Now, I think sometimes they call these plates stuff. I'm gonna have the links below. I don't know the name of these plates, but I can give you the plate numbers M465. These are all new plates this season, spring. These are bunnies on here, Easter carrots, things like that. And the bad thing, so I get everything on time with them. Now this particular set should have arrived over a month ago, and I never say anything. I just, like, once in a while I'm like, oh, I didn't get that promo. So I had reached out to them and like, oh my gosh. So what happened was, I don't know, it got lost in the mail. This happens sometimes. That's normal for all of us, and we try not to have that happen. It's out of our control. So they sent these out right away, and I got these. So this is a plate that looks so adorable. It has a little scene here. And I think what I'm going to do is take pictures of these and have them up here on the screen, because it's super hard to see these with this reflective coating. Now, if you don't know about stamping art, I'm going to show you in this video, so don't go away, and I'm going to have a better picture of this video, this stamping plate, okay? So it's hard to see, but all their plates come like this. They have a little backing to them. You take every one of their plates will have this coating on it, and it helps to protect the cuts that are in there to make the images, so that you get nice clean cut, no dust is in any groove. And this is just a beautiful plate. I just love looking at brand new plates. So hopefully you can see that. And they always come in these little sleeves, so you can keep them there, or you can go on to Maniology and they have little booklets that have pockets that you can keep them in. This one has smiley faces, heart with heart eyes. Oh my gosh, this is just a groovy plate. And I think it's called something like that. This is plate number M439. And we're going to put that up on the screen too here, if I can get this coating off. Okay. This plate is M437. Now this is really groovy, and you may have heard me say this, but during the month of April, they have a contest going on, and it's not about your technique. So even if you're new to stamping art for nails, your technique is not what you're getting judged on. It's your creativity for nature. So it's anything to do with nature, anything you might find outside in nature, from bugs, bees, leaves, plants, anything like that. You can come up with a creative design, submit it, your picture or video, and you'll just find that information on their link I'll have below and go to the website. But it's supposed to be, anybody can go and participate, and they're going to give prizes away to the winners. This has a butterfly on it, some groovy stuff. There's a cassette player, some retro like wallpaper, I'm thinking orange, lots of flowers in here. I just love this scene. Okay. So you could come up with a lot of designs here for the nature that they're holding their contest for right now. Okay, so these are my 3 plates that they sent me free of charge to show you all about stamping art, and I'm excited to do that. So I'm gonna stop here and go rearrange my camera, and then we're gonna get to work on some stamping art, and I'm gonna go through and show you how I do that. Now this first portion of this video is one that I had recorded some time ago. I've talked about it on other videos, and I'm including it here because it does talk about the tools and such that you would use and how they're used for stamping art. Now in here, everything you're going to see is from Maniology, and some were purchased, some items were sent to me as promotional for me to show on this channel free of charge. So what I'm going to do is I'll talk about that as it comes up. Now the mat that this plate is sitting on is a Maniology mat. It's silicone. It helps to protect your surface, and I did receive that from Maniology in one of the boxes that I purchased last year, a special edition. And this plate is one that I purchased as well. It's a recent purchase, and it was one that I was doing a tutorial, but turned out all the stamping art that I did on that seemed to be out of frame. So that was one I talked about in a previous video that I was upset and saddened that I didn't catch it all for the tutorial. But this portion is going to be informational for you. Now all of Maniology plates have this blue backing, so it really stands out as a Maniology plate. When you see it, you know where it came from. And they're very sturdy. They're very nicely cut. The cutting into all their images are beautiful. This particular plate has hearts that are meant for any kind of season of the year. Like there's even skeleton bones of a in here. I'm trying to think of, what is that called? Your rib cage. That's it. And then they're layered too. See the solid colored hearts, and then you could like stamp that one color and then pick up a design on the outside. Now I'm going to talk about the jelly stampers. They come in all sizes, all shapes. Now you never want to clean a jelly stamper with any kind of acetone or alcohol. They're held in, these are plastic holders for the jelly portion, and it will frost it, as you can see on the outside part there. And then they have this, I have this rectangle one, which I just love. It's perfect size for my hand. They also, you can see through them, and you'll be able to see your image when you do lift it up off the stamping plate. And that also makes it easier for placement onto your nail. And then, like I said, they come in all different sizes and shapes, and they even sell, and I recently just purchased some replacement jellies that go into the holders like this. So if you do accidentally use alcohol or a chemical or something like that on your jelly stamper and it frosts it so you can't see through it anymore, you can buy replacements. Now I leave the lid on it, and if you want to clean it off, you would just stamp it on something to have it lift up, or you could wash it with soap and water, let it sit on a paper towel overnight. Now these are scrapers, and you almost always get some in the
me box. And if you do sign up for the subscription box, your very first box, you will get a jelly stamper with a scraper. So you can start right away if you don't have them. And we're going to show you how you're going to use this in a second.
I like to have a couple ones. This one always seems to get lost. So when I'm trying to, and this is all like, you know, smudged up from stamping and stuff for a session. This one is great. I like it, but my eyes don't focus on it. I like a color one, so that makes it a little easier. I do have a larger one that I like as well. So they come in all sizes, shapes, colors, whatever. This is another tool that they've sent me over the last time I did a promotion for them, and it is a cotton grabber, okay? Or these are lint-free cloths. They come like in like bundles of 1,000 or 500, and you can get them in lots of different places. But I use this because it doesn't leave any hair on the plate when I go to clean it, and that's what this is nice for. So you can grab it, have it grab your piece of lint-free. There we go. So you would get some acetone nail polish remover on there, and that's what cleans the plate. Not the jelly stamper. Don't ever use it on this, but it would clean the plate so that you don't destroy your nails. If you have just done all that work, done all the stamping art, and then you go to clean your plate and you have messed up all that time you just took to create that artwork. So these are nice to use. Oh, here's my other stamping scraper. So there's another one I got from them. And I like how large this one is. That's great for large sections. So we're going to be working with a smaller section. And another tool, I'm not going to show you this first page yet. Another tool is this stamping pad. And it's a great resource to do some swatching and design work on here, which I've done. What I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Make some notes, like write down the plate number, the colors you're using, maybe your technique, how many layers, whatever, you know. So it's a great resource for that. And then where it says peel here, you would peel that up. And this piece, let's see, oh, that one's already peeled off. Okay. So this, I'm going to take that off here. If you peel this up, what's left behind is a sticky piece. Now, I use a couple different devices for, well, I've used like a lint roller to pick up the excess images that I don't want to put on my nail that come up like so. Say you stamp this, you might pick up some of this part, but you only want this piece. And so this will help pick up the extra, and I'm going to show you how to use that. But this is a great product, and we're going to use that here. But if you don't have those, you can use a lint roller with the masking tape on it. This is a reusable roller, so it's sticky now. I just washed it off, let it dry, and it works great. Okay, so you can pick those up in different places. Now, I always have a couple Q-tips nearby if I need it. Of course, I have some acetone nail polish remover handy, and I think we're almost ready to begin. Oh, of course, you need your polishes, right? So I'm going to go through and talk to you about the polishes. So first of all, I did set a base coat with this really pretty pearlized white, and it's actually called Frozen from Maniology. It's the number B316, and Maniology will have that available. It's a pearlized white, creamy, frozen color. Now, on the top of all their lids, you can swatch. You can take a stamp and stamp it up here, and they always have the dark color with the light color, and that's to show you what this color is going to look like, or give you a good idea of what it's going to look like when you stamp it on a light color polish versus the dark color polish. Of course, a white's going to stand out more. And then I don't really have a black. I have this Acorn from Maniology, which I really like. Sorry about the little beeps I'm getting. Text messages. Anyway, so this one is Acorn B498. And I like that color, and you can see I swatched it on the top. I used the same
image off of this plate, this heart, because I liked how it had a center line and it just kind of matched up, and it really made it pretty cool to use as a swatch. You might need this plate just to swatch all your colors. So those are the two base coats that I used for my demo here. Then I use a gel clear coat that uses a UV light on top of this, and that seals it in. So especially when I'm working now doing this tutorial, you're gonna I don't want to, like, I'm going to be cleaning this plate up several times, and I didn't want to mess up my own personal nails. So now I can just wipe it clean. It's not going to mess up my nails. So smudge-free top coat, B382 from Maniology. Great, great product. Okay, so these are the colors. Now I'm going with an Easter theme. I'm using pastel colors, and this kind of reminded me, now you can do this with any image, doesn't have to be hearts. I wanted to show you how you can utilize these plates. Just because it's hearts doesn't mean it's a Valentine's Day plate. I love hearts, I use them all the time. And I thought, wow, you could use animals, you can use a duck. Imagine a duck, make it look like Peeps. If you had that image on a plate with a duck. Flowers, and I just went with the whole Easter pastel theme. So I'm basically going to show you a couple of images here. These are double layers, so they're going to have multiple layers to them. And I used the base, I made pastel colors. Okay, so I've already pre-painted this. I say that 3 times fast. I pre-painted these nails with the frozen color as a base, okay? Now, I have come up with my little design here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do all of these. Okay, so these are all the colors we're going to use as the base, and then the top one I'll walk you through that as I do it. But we'll come back to this, and I'll let you have a copy of that again if you want, and freeze frame it for you. So our first image is going to be utilizing this color here. And this is, I had to look it up. This one is a B423, and it is the Cream Rose Pink Primrose. Okay, so first thing you want to do with Maniology is get your stamping. Let's use this one. Get your jelly ready, sticky. We're going to keep this nearby. We're going to have one lint cloth. Okay, so we have that. Now, I don't need this here, and I don't need that. I'm going to try to keep my place a little clean. It's not easy though. And I know that light's kind of reflecting a little bit off there. So let's see if I can maneuver this somewhat for you. Hold on. Because I really want you to see the actual, I don't know how to get that off of my maybe if we did this. There we go. Okay, so that might work a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to hold it though. I might have to take. So unfortunately, all the stamping images when I was showing you how to swipe for this particular plate and design that I came up with, those were out of frame. So, but I'm just showing you the end product of this, and then I do have the other ones coming up where you're going to see at the end of this. I'm actually going to be able to show you the paint and swiping and the images. So here you can see it on the one last nail where I used the sage green, swiped it on there, picked it up with the jelly stamper. You can see how it picked up some of the adjoining images, and I don't want those on the nail, so I'm going to use my sticky tape here from that pad, stamp pad, and I'm going to pick up the extra off of the jelly stamper with it, and then you're going to see this be able to kind of get into focus here, and you see the image right through the jelly stamper, which helps you with placements. And then I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to find my position, and you can tell right there, I can see right through it, and it's gonna go, and you just like one kind of roll it off, and it came right onto the image. So it's a double layer. It's solid heart underneath in that yellow color, and then I use the sage green for the like filigree leafy design in the heart shape. And those are all of the different heart designs that I did. And again, sorry I wasn't able to recover that other footage. So I'm going to show you this other heart image, like what I have on 9 of my nails right now that I'm wearing, how I did the last one with the thumb. And I used that frozen color, that pearl white, which I just love, the pearl frosted white. And I'm going to pick it up. You just roll it. Came out really good. Loved it. And I kind of put it at an angle and using the corner of my nail. And I think I did this backwards, but it still worked out. Kind of like it. So I kind of just leave that one little corner. There you go. And where you see it kind of overlapped. But you see, everything I'm showing you gives you a great idea of how to stamp and how you can, the ideas can be endless. Changing your colors, changing everything, doing layers. There's reverse stamping coming up, so don't go away because I have a great shot at showing you some reverse stamping. That's where you pick up an image and you colorize it from the back side before you put it on. Now I'm talking to you a little bit about this other tool here, which is cuticle oil. So I use different brands here and there, but Maniology sent me this one and I loved it. And I just, after every manicure, you want to put that on. I also will apply it almost on a daily or every other day basis, just around to keep my cuticles and my nails moisturized because they do dry out. These are the final product for these particular stamp designs. Now I'm going to move into the current ones that I just showed you in the beginning of this video, where they were 3 plates that Maniology had sent me, and I do a layering design that I came up with, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Okay, so now we're going to do some reverse stamping. I'm going to first start out with a layer of the sticky polish from Maniology on top of my DIY tips that I have on. And I'm going to show you how I got this design. Now, I was kind of thinking along the way of like cartoon colors in a way I wanted it to kind of look like the funny pages. And I used these, the acorn as an outline for all the images. So that was the first image I'm going to pick up here. You're going to see all the smiley faces in this collage. And you can hear the sticky paper. So I'm using that to lift up every bit of the adjoining images that may have come up onto the jelly stamper, okay? And it looks pretty clean. And I'm going to show you this in reverse in a second. You're going to see the image, how it came through the jelly stamper. And I'm setting it down here. Now, when polish is on the plate, you want to pick it up as fast as possible because you don't want it to dry on the plate. It won't come off. But on the jelly stamper, you can let it sit. It's going to be okay. And then I'm going to colorize a couple of these smiley faces with the yellow that I showed you. And just kind of like, now some people will use a brush. I use the little nail tip balls here. I have them in different sizes. And I like it better because with the brush you kind of have to pull the paint around, and when you do that on the jelly stamper for these reverse paints or images and colorizing them, you can sometimes lift up the outline image that you had first stamped onto it, and I didn't want to move, I don't want that to move at all. So by dotting, a dotting tool, that's the official name of this tool, a dotting tool, I'm going to use that to apply the paint for the colors of the different smiley faces that I want. I find it works better for me, and I think it's really all a preference of, You know, whatever works better for you, that's what you should use. Me personally, I've tried both, and for certain images that I want to reverse stamp, I find the dotting tool just works. Now, the dotting tool will sometimes add a little extra paint. So it's kind of like bubbled up a little bit, so I have like a lot of extra color on there because I don't want to have too thin because it will dry out and then you end up pulling your image. That's my experience. So I can let it sit and dry on the jelly stamper so that even if I have a little thickness layer of the color, it's going to be fine. It's going to get placed onto my nail. I have a better chance when I let it dry on the jelly stamper and then press it onto my nail. So I'm using my second color here, which I didn't show you. I will try to put those colors up in the screen here. Or you know what? I'm going to have all the items listed below. Plate number, color numbers. So in the description box below, you're going to see all that information as well as the links for Maniology and all their social media accounts. So you can take a look at other tutorials as well. So I used 3 colors, not counting the outline of the image. So that would be 4. And I'm going to do a couple more with this peachy orange that I just love. That's like my favorite summer color, by the way. It's peachy. Okay, so I always go and do a little bit extra. So I know this whole image is not going to fit on my thumb, but I want to make sure I have enough options so I fill in as much as I want. Now I'm using this. This is that cloud, what is it, raindrop that just came with the plates out of the April box. Oh no, it's not. It's a different color because I see that it's swatched on top and I don't think I've swatched it yet on the new color. So it's a very similar color, but it's a very light pale blue, and I think it just it does exactly what I want this image to look like. So I'm going to show you what it looks like before we stamp it onto my thumb. But you can see, you don't have to worry because the outlines on it's going to be the part that you're going to see once it's stamped onto your nail. So sometimes I go a little bit out of lines because it just looks like, you know, a cartoon would sometimes be colorized that way. So here we're going to get a picture of what I did here with all the different colors and the smiley faces. And I just love how that looked. For me, I did. And now I always want to close these up because these polishes, they're made to dry quicker so that you don't have them, you know, waiting to dry when you're doing this artwork. And now we're going to press that. I'm letting it dry a little bit while I clean up my plate. Okay, so it should be dry enough now. That only took like, I don't know, not even a minute. And I'm just blowing on it a little bit so it dries out a little bit more. I'm going to position it. I'm going to look through the clear glass here. Press down and kind of roll even. And lift it up. And then I'm going to do the cleanup around. But I kind of just pat it down because there's so much there and just make sure everything hit it. I was going to use that, but I think the Q-tip's going to work better on this one because I don't want to, that was such a lot of work, so I don't want to mess it up. And there you have it. And you can see I have remnants left on the jelly stamper. I'm going to use the sticky paper, or you can use the lint roller or tape. I could even use the stamping pad to press onto that, but you never want to use anything else. Maybe a little light soap and water at the end of the day when you're done doing this, and let it sit on a paper towel overnight. Oh, so there's the color Bishop. I thought it was Acorn. So I'm going to do my next one now, and it is a little flower on the same plate. I believe we're on the same plate. And you can see it has a lot of other images that it picked up. So we are going to clean up and just have only what we want to appear on the nail. I mean, in most cases it would just overflow depending on your positioning on the nail, and you could clean it up off your skin if you wanted to. It just makes it a little easier. So again, I always tighten my lids, or at least close them, keep as much air out of them as possible. And so this is just a little happy sunflower type of flower, and I'm going to make the center this yellow. And so I keep, even though I'm using different stamps for different fingers, I'm going to keep the same color theme throughout the hand so that they all have like a flow. And I kind of have the yellow kind of flow into each of the petals a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in the peach. And I kind of use a smaller dotting tool. Because these petals are really tiny, and it just takes a couple dots, and then you're going to have it in there. And I just wipe it off the brush from the bottle. But they do make palettes, and I do have some where you can just like, or you could put it on your sticky pad and just dip into that. But that's just another place to leave more polish left behind. So I just take it straight from the brush. If you're doing a bigger design or bigger spaces, maybe putting it on a palette, dipping some there. And there's the image, the little flower with a heart at the bottom and a little tiny cross like a star. And then I can look through the jelly stamper, position it right on my index finger, roll and lift up. And there you go. Easy peasy. My finger wasn't long enough to have the little other little, what did I say? It had a little heart and star at the bottom of it. So now for the middle finger, I'm going to just do like these flying in the wind leaves from that plate. Or actually it was on this other plate. Yeah, right there in the center. I'm going to use the peach. Just have a little design on that finger. I don't want it to take away from all the other work, so I needed something a little bit more neutral that wouldn't compete with the other images on the index finger and the ring finger that'll be beside. So this, sometimes you just need a little accent. You don't need to have it compete. And I guess that was kind of off screen, but there you go. You can see it a little bit there. There you go. And I just rolled it and lift up. When you're making these videos, I will try to get better. Every time I do, it just, I feel like I'm trying to improve and get a little bit better imaging and editing and everything I need to get into the frame. When you're doing these overhead visuals and making sure every angle and detail is shown in frame, I'm sitting in one position while I'm doing my fingers, but then to keep checking my camera, I have to step up and out and look at the top. So when you think you have it all set and you have all your positions aligned, it's not perfect yet. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to make it better. So I think that, you know, I am capturing the essence of it and working through. Now I'm putting some smudge proof polish on top, a thin layer here on the 3 fingers that I've already done. Now we're moving on to the ring finger, and I'm going to choose it off the smiley face plate, which is I think 439, M439. And that was one of the first plates I showed you at the beginning of the video. And it's just going to be a simple smiley face with the eyes as hearts. And I'm going to use that same color for the outline of it because I do want to reverse colorize it. Reverse stamp it is what they call when you do another coloring on top of the jelly stamp. So I'm going to pick up the outline first. We're going to add we're going to paint in the yellow here. And by paint, I mean dot it, because I have not mastered pulling a brush through that without messing it up. I mess it up every time I use a brush. So like I said earlier, I love the dotting tools. They come in very many sizes, and Maniology sells them. I think I got this set with one of the special edition boxes last year, so I was very happy about that. So it should be ready to stamp on my finger now. So it's better not to rush it. When it's on the jelly stamper, you can let it sit there for a little bit. You don't have to rush. And then we're going to press that on. I believe I have that in frame here at some point where you're going to see it. Right at the bottom there. I position it in the center of my nail so you can see it. Awesome. So for the pinky, the final finger, we're going to do the smiley face where the eyes are stars and just a smile face with the peachy color. We're going to swipe once, lift it up, clean up around the edge, and then we're going to position it on the nail and roll it on. And that's that. I put some more cuticle oil around everything, and we have all our nails done. And I love this design. Tell me what you think about it below. And if you like this video, and we're going to do more. I'm going to get better at showing it. I know what I'm doing. It's just the filming and the editing and making sure everything's in frame. That I need to improve on, and I know that. And I hope you like it as much as I do. I'm already ready to do another design with all the new clouds and the plates that came in my April Manny and Me box. So the links are all below. So remember to like this video if you did. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you like the most. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do that now. And I welcome back every one of you who always come back repeatedly to support my channel. You show me the love all the time. And with that, I'm grateful, and I know that this channel will grow and continue. So I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.